You don't lose her the day she leaves. You lose her the moment you start needing her. And the worst part, you don't even realize it's happening. Because needing doesn't feel like weakness at first. It feels like love. It feels like care. It feels like you're just trying harder. But from her side, it feels heavy. And attraction? Attraction hates weight. Let me tell you a story. There was a guy, let's call him Alex. At first, Alex didn't care that much. He texted when he wanted. He lived his life. He had things going on, work, gym, friends, goals. When he spoke to her, it wasn't to get something. It was just natural. And that's exactly why she was drawn to him. Because he didn't need her, he chose her, but then something shifted. Slowly, quietly, almost invisibly. Alex started liking her more. Nothing wrong with that, right? But instead of letting that feeling sit, he started leaning on it. He began checking his phone more often. Why hasn't she replied yet? He started overthinking. Did I say something wrong? He started adjusting himself. Maybe I should text her good morning every day. Then he stopped being the guy she met and started becoming the guy who needed her response to feel okay. That's the turning point most men miss, because attraction doesn't die from one big mistake. It dies from subtle shifts, energy shifts. The moment you go from, I like you to, I need you to like me, everything changes. Now look at it from her perspective. At first, she felt something light, effortless, fun. But now, every conversation feels like it carries expectation. Every silence feels like pressure. Every delay feels like she owes you something. And the more you try to fix it, the more she pulls away. Here's the truth no one tells you. Needing is not love. Needing is fear in disguise. It's fear of losing her, fear of not being enough, fear of being alone. And women can feel that instantly. Not through your words, but through your energy. You start texting more than usual. Not because you have something to say, but because you need reassurance. You start asking questions like, are you okay? Did I do something? Why are you being distant? And every time you do that, you're not building attraction. You're asking for validation. And validation kills mystery. Mystery fuels attraction. Think about the version of you she was first attracted to. That guy wasn't chasing reassurance. He wasn't trying to decode every message. He wasn't sitting there refreshing his phone. He had a life. He had direction. He had center. But when you start needing her, she becomes your center, and that's where everything breaks. Because the moment she becomes your emotional anchor, you stop being attractive. It sounds harsh, but it's real. Attraction thrives in space, in uncertainty, in freedom. It grows when two people choose each other, not when one person depends on the other to feel whole. And here's where most men make it worse. They feel her pulling away, and they panic. They try harder. They text more. They explain themselves. They try to fix the distance, but distance isn't always a problem. Sometimes distance is a test. And when you react with neediness, you fail it. Because instead of standing firm, you collapse inward. You become reactive, emotional, dependent. And now, instead of being the guy she's drawn to, you become the guy she feels responsible for. And nothing kills attraction faster than responsibility. She doesn't want to manage your emotions. She doesn't want to reassure you constantly. She doesn't want to feel like she's your only source of happiness. Because that's not attraction anymore, that's pressure, and pressure makes people leave. So what's the solution? Do you stop caring? Do you act cold? Do you pretend you don't like her? No, that's just another form of insecurity. The real solution is this. You need to build a life where she is part of it and not the center of it. You need to go back to being the man who had direction, who had purpose, who had things going on that didn't revolve around her. Because when your life is full, like, you don't chase, you don't overthink, you don't panic, you choose, and that's attractive. Let's break it down. There are 3 signs you've crossed into needing. 1. You seek constant reassurance. You want to know where you stand all the time. You want clarity, certainty, security. But attraction doesn't live in certainty. It lives in tension, in not knowing everything, in letting things unfold. 2. Your mood depends on her behavior. If she texts fast, you feel great. If she's distant, you feel anxious. That means she controls your emotional state. And the moment someone has that control, you lose power. 3. You stop being yourself. You start adjusting. overthinking your words, trying to say the right thing, trying not to mess up. But attraction isn't built on perfection. It's built on authenticity. Now here's the part most men won't like. You can't fake confidence. You can't fake independence. You can't fake not needing her, because she'll feel it. So the work isn't external, it's internal. You have to ask yourself, why do I need her approval so much? Why does her attention define my value? Why am I afraid of losing her? Because until you answer those questions, you'll keep repeating the same pattern, different girl, same outcome. And here's the uncomfortable truth. The more you need her, the less she needs you. Because attraction isn't about who cares more. It's about who's more grounded, who's more centered, who's more in control of themselves. Now imagine this. You stop chasing, not as a tactic, but because you genuinely have better things to focus on. You stop overthinking. Because your mind is occupied with purpose, you stop needing reassurance. Because you're secure within yourself. Now when you talk to her, it's different, it's light again, it's effortless again. And suddenly, she feels it. Not because you did something new, but because you removed something. Neediness. That's the paradox. You don't build attraction by adding more. You build it by removing what kills it. And needing is the biggest killer of all. So next time you feel the urge to double text, pause. Next time you feel anxious about her reply, pause. Next time you want to ask where you stand, pause. And remind yourself, I don't need her, I choose her. That single shift changes everything. Because the man who needs nothing is the man who attracts everything. And the moment you truly understand that, you stop losing women and start keeping your power.